How do you write symbols and shortcuts with Steno? Well, since Plover can output pretty much everything a regular keyboard can, it's just a matter of defining entries for the shortcuts and symbols that you use. Of course, this is quite tedious and not the most exciting thing to do. It would be really nice if there were already existing dictionaries for these purposes. Thankfully, there are. Emily has graciously created a symbols and a modifiers dictionary, which you can find on GitHub. Her symbols dictionary has a systematic and predictable way of writing a multitude of symbols, along with controlling the spacing, repetition, and capitalization of the next word. It uses a unique starter chord on the left hand with the right hand governing the symbol and capitalization. The vowel keys on the right specify different variants of a symbol, while the left vowels control the spacing. For example, let's say I wanted to write a hyphen. The hyphen chord uses this on the right hand, thus to write it, I'd stroke SKWH on the left hand, along with PL on the right. Now using the asterisk, left-hand vowels, and right-hand TNS keys, I can also easily control many other attributes of the symbols that will be outputted. The asterisk is used if I want the next word to be capitalized. For spacing, the two left-hand vowels are used. Say for example, I wanted to write a hyphen that is attached to the words on both sides. To do this, neither of the keys are pressed. If I wanted the hyphen to have a space on the left side, I pressed the left key. If I wanted a space on the right side, I pressed the right key. And of course, pressing down both keys will put a space on both sides of the hyphen. Now, what if I wanted two hyphens? Well, I just have to press down the S key, which you can think of as pluralizing the symbol. And for 3 hyphens, there's the T key for triple. For 4 hyphens, both the T and S keys are pressed. If you're daunted that you'll have to memorize a different chord for every symbol, don't worry, every symbol is part of a family with different variants. For example, the hyphen stroke I just mentioned is part of a family of 4 different line symbols. There is hyphen, hyphen minus, N dash, and M dash. To get the different variants, we use the vowel keys on the right. Without either of them, we get the first variant. E gives us the second, U the third, and pressing both E and U together gives us the 4th variant. We can see another example of how the different variants makes it easy to remember symbols, such as with the brackets and parentheses. This is the chord for the family of open bracket symbols. Using the right vowel keys, the different variants I can get are regular parentheses, square brackets, angle brackets, and curly brackets. So if I wanted to write double square brackets with the next word capitalized, as well as with a space between the previous word, I just stroke this. To break down this stroke, SKWH is the left-hand unique starter. The A key tells us that there will be a space on the left side of the symbols, and the asterisk calls for the next word to be capitalized. FPL is a chord for the brackets family, with E giving us the opening square bracket symbol. Finally, the S key makes 2 of them. Emily has a bunch of helpful mnemonics and tips on her GitHub repository, so definitely check that out if you want to use her dictionary. Keyboard shortcuts, on the other hand, are just as clever in her modifiers dictionary. It uses a unique ender LTZ with the right pinky on Z and ring finger between L and T. The right index is responsible for the modifiers used. F is Control, R is Shift, P is Super, or the Windows key, and B is Alt. If I wanted a keyboard shortcut with Shift and Control, I press down FR LTZ on the right hand. For keyboard shortcuts that use regular letters, the left hand will press down the fingerspelling chord without the asterisk. So to chord Control C, I would press down KR on the left hand. For Ctrl V, the right hand stays the same, but I press down SR on the left hand, since that is the fingerspelling chord for V. If the asterisk is pressed, it specifies a symbol which will correspond to a mirrored chord in her symbols dictionary. So to write Control hyphen, such as if I wanted to zoom out in a browser window, I would use this stroke. Similarly, Control plus would be stroked like this. Note how these symbols are the same chords as used in the symbols dictionary, they are just mirrored to be used on the left hand. For numbers, the left vowel keys are pressed down along with a binary system to write the specific number. R is 1, W is 2, K is 4, and S is 8. So for example, to write Control 2 would be like so, and Control 10 would be like so. Function keys are also done similarly with TP, or the initial F chord, pressed down in addition to the left vowels. Control F12 would be like this, for example. Emily's symbols and modifiers are extremely handy, and I use them all the time. To add these dictionaries to Plover, you will need the Plover Python Dictionary plugin, which you can install from the Plugins Manager. Once it is installed, restart Plover. Next, download the dictionaries from GitHub. and add the Python files to Plover like any other JSON dictionary. The benefit of Python dictionaries is that it's trivial to edit them to your content. If you find her symbols dictionary lacking something, simply find a spare chord and then insert it in the right spot. All the previously mentioned ways of controlling the different attributes will still work as expected. Same goes for her modifiers dictionary. If you want to swap alt and super, it's trivial. Thanks so much to Emily, as she has made writing symbols just as easy as writing words.